is to connect to the frequency of the soul. And the soul is the fourth, fifth, and sixth stranded DNA, a less dense version of me existing right now, which has access to information beyond space or time. It knows why I'm here, what I'm here to do, and in what order to do it. It also knows how to heal and in what order to heal. And sometimes it's like the safest, most unconditional loving aspect of you. And in that safety, you can like literally explore all your archetypes. You can see visions of future time, space realities. You can upgrade your DNA. You can heal, the past. Like DNA 7 to 11 generations in the DNA trauma passed on. You can go back to your ancestors and you can literally see a new perspective of your mother. You can develop a compassion and a forgiveness for your ancestors. And in that safety, you can love them, forgive them, see a new perspective, because every DNA strand is a level of perception, a bandwidth of frequency. And so you can like go into this high frequency, and then you can like see yourself in a new way. You can see your addiction in a new way. You can see your family in a new way. And most of all, you can see yourself in a new way and develop an unconditional self-love for yourself. And if you can use this ceremony as an inflection point, if you can ride this wave of unconditional love, you can literally find that good wave and ride it into and catapult you into a higher timeline. And so today I'm super excited, grateful to be sharing with Meg, sister Meg, straight from the heavens, dropping in, gracing us with her presence. My brother Steve, he out here, man, my fellow brother Steve, man. Creator has sent its brightest stars, man, best film crew, and everybody gets to do what they love with who they love. And we're cruising into these new earth frequencies. Mother Earth, she giving birth. New Earth. We out here. So, Vegas. And we doing it, and we taking over cities. We taking over stargates, man. And we are who we've been looking for. And when people say go within, it's like, go within where? Go within to your intron potential DNA. Because that's what manifests your hologram. Your fourth, fifth, and sixth stranded DNA is your soul. A carbon crystalline matrix. Your 7th, 8th, 9th strand is your oversoul, pure crystalline matrix, less dense version of me. The 10th, 11th, and 12th strand is your avatar, inner Christos self. Therefore, Jesus said, you will do even greater things than me. How do you do that? Because once you activate your inner Christos, your 12th-stranded avatar, inner Christos, you can do things like translocation, transmigration, bilocation, telepathy. And when you say like, the blind man saw, how did he do that? Well, he had embodied a frequency where there was no disease. Like starting in 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th dimension, there's no disease, a perfect love that casts out all fear. There's no separation there. So as he embodied it, he tuned into that frequency, and through his right hand, which oscillates electric energy, he created a quantum potential in a field. Heart Math Institute can now measure 5 to 15 feet in all directions, coming out of the heart when it's open, frequency carrying information. And if there's a perfect love that doesn't cast out all fear, that quantum potential, then the other person, through imagination and faith, tunes into that reality where there's no disease. Then their brain, which is the administrator of the frequency, administers that reality into their intron DNA, which then lights up like a piano, and it produces the epigenetics, the proteins for that reality. Therefore, the blind man saw. And now we are the ones we've been looking for. And so step one of this beautiful, amazing protocol, we're going to connect my brother Steve and my sister Meg. We're intending to connect them to their higher selves. And so step one, we're going to put the brakes on the brain, which is over-the-counter supplement, which uses G-aminobutyric acid. Russian scientists used to use this when they used to come back from outer space because it helps the brain relax. And so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to bless this beautiful, amazing medicine. Setting an intention. Sister Meg has prepared the space, and it's real, preparing the space, like setting an intention and safety. So I'm going to give my sister now some of these precursors. It's going to slowly start putting the brakes on the brakes of the brain over 2 hours. You're not going to feel really anything.
Okay.
You might feel like you've had a half glass of wine.
Okay.
But bless that, and you can take that whenever you're ready.
And then in the 2 hours, I'll just feel like I had a half a glass of wine.
Pretty much. That's about it.
Okay.
You might not feel anything.
No idea what that feels like anymore, having drinking for years.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
cool. I'll do
yeah.
a blessing.
Blessing.
And then
See?
I'm doing like a 10-minute video here.
Cool.
So do you want to talk about the second step and the third step and the fourth step?
Sure. Yeah, we can talk about that. So we're gonna geonucleic. This is a science. It's precise. A lot of people are doing psychedelics right now, and you know, a lot of people when you take your eye mask off and you ask someone, "Yo, where am I?" I don't know if they can really tell you, but everything is a frequency. Everything's a frequency. So we want to be precise about where we're going. Fourth dimension is a bandwidth of frequency. Fifth dimension is a bandwidth of frequency. Sixth dimension is a bandwidth of frequency, and so forth. And depending on the person's soul contract and what DNA strand they're treating, we're going to intend to take them to their highest frequency. And we're going to do that by putting the brakes on the brain with geonucleic acid. Then we're going to open up the heart using, a heart medicine, and literally serotonin, dopamine bursting. But actually, at the same time, what it really is doing is it's opening the heart into multidimensional frequencies. Because the greatest lie that's ever been told to humanity is that we're third dimensional. False. We're multidimensional. Okay, and the secret is in the DNA. So we're going to intend to connect one to their higher self. You are who you've been looking for. We're not trying to take you into a jaguar. We're not trying to take you into a frog. We're trying to take you to you, because everything you need is inside of you. The tools that we are using are just simply sacred tools. And because we know the exact half-lives and precisely know when that frequency, depending on sensitivity, depending on weight, it's precise. And depending on, that person's, kind of intuition we can use, and we can see when, okay, now they're resonating into that space. And then at that point, we're going to quiet down the rear default mode network of the brain using a glutamate receptor antagonist, which is going to hit. And at that point, when these three things factors, clear connection to their higher self, cool thing is we can record it and bring back a multidimensional soul song. And that part of us knows why we're here, what we're here to do, what order to do it. Right? And so this has actually potential to create a new global paradigm of mental health. As a psychiatrist in LA, I was like, yo, give me something that really works. Because as we all know, these psych meds aren't really working, right? They're actually blocking chakras. They're actually causing energy blockages and numbing down the third eye. And yes, it can kind of like help people live numbly in society. But, it's not the person that is crazy. It's actually society that's crazy, because a lot of these kids are actually indigo children. They're born with 6 DNA strands already online, which means they're open to other frequencies that most people cannot feel, because this ultra sensitivity that they have in society, and they're not sick, it's society that's sick. So they're actually feeling all these things, and when they feel all these things, society can't understand it. They send them to the psychiatrist, and then the psychiatrist puts them on mind-numbing meds, and that's what
happened to Meg when
that's what happened to me. That's what happened to a lot of these indigo children. And then they lock them up in psychiatric hospitals, and they put them on zombifying medications, when in all reality, these kids are here. A lot of these kids are here to help humanity, and their sensitivity is a gift, not a curse. Right? So we're starting to wake up now to the truth of who we really are, and the potential DNA is actually, it's not junk, it's potential DNA. Creator don't create junk. Right? And so now the language of that is frequency. God said, let there be light, and there's light. Sound and light and symbols, which is sound and light dancing, are the language of our potential intron DNA. And activate, galactivate, you are who you've been looking for, and we have all of the technology. We have all of the technology now already to create a new earth. All we need is to get the right people talking, right? We need those who love peace, and those who love unity must learn how to collaborate, radical collaboration with those who are pure and mission aligned, and create healing centers, eco-villages, and bring all the technologies into one place. So no matter who is sent to us, we have the technologies to actually heal them. Actually, right now, we have what it takes to create a new global paradigm of mental health. Schizophrenia, with like 3 or 4 of the right IVs, like you get the amino acids balanced, you get the neurotransmitters balanced, you get the NAD going, boom, they're out of psychosis. We have what it takes. And, I won't even go so deep into it, but we just need to start communicating, collaborating, and, you will see that the abundance is a vibration oscillation, right? And so we have what it takes to create a new global paradigm of mental health. And, this is one beautiful, amazing technology that has been given. But the greatest technology is you. The body, the human body is made in the image of God, base 12, mathematical, pineal gland, DMT, like you can travel. It's got Merkabah, it's got all kinds of amazing, beautiful tools. It will heal itself if you activate it. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to connect people to their higher self. My brother Steve, my sister Meg, it's a joy and a privilege to do that. And we're just going to kind of cruise now, and we're going to set the setting and intention. And before we drop in, we're going to literally, we know exactly what forces in the invisible world we want to call in. It's precise. Only the eternal benevolent councils I've been studying very diligently for the last years. I know exactly where they're located, which ones are benevolent, which ones only have the good of humanity in mind. You know, so we're going to call that in. Who are we calling in? Us on a higher level. It's us on a higher level. Because what you're seeing right now is a very small fractal of who I really am, right? Because I got soul family, I got spirit family, and when a spirit incarnates, it comes in groups of 12, right? So for one spirit family, there's like literally oversouls, 12 oversouls. For every oversoul, there's 12 souls. For every soul, there's 12 identical incarnates. So it wasn't actually the 12 apostles, they were all equal, right? But a soul comes in groups of 12. And now soul families, you're meeting each other. When you meet someone, you're like, dude, that's part of my soul. It's my soul family, right? And people call it twin flames, but it's literally Jeshua, Sananda, J12, the 12th level avatar. People call it Jesus, came from the Sananda soul family. So when he came through, like he split into 12, right? And that, and you know what happened there, right? So, and Magdalene was actually part of his soul too. And the truth of all of this
Many
stuff
other
is now.
masters.
Yeah.
Many masters split into 12. Same with us. We're a split of 12.
Truth. And that's why I'm excited today.
Oh my gosh, when you said that, it was 12-12 on the video. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
Straight up. And synchronicity just started happening all the time. 12-12 is a special number.
And 10 today is
10-10 portal today.
Yeah.
Yo. So the universe is mathematical. It's always talking to us. Everything is synchronicity.
But do you follow?
Yeah, like sin is with, chronos means time. With time. There is no time. Only consciousness moving through different densities. Right? So when we're flowing and in that flow state, we're with time. There is no time. And 12-12, 10-10. And yeah, you've been looking for, and dance a little bit and have a little fun, and let's enter into this new earth with joy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fun.
Respect knuckles.
We'll cut right here.
Yeah.
Oh, that was perfect. That was awesome.
Cool.